boy, that's a big list.
Yeah, it's like 147 monsters, I think. Yeah, 147. I think there's 180 total. I'm not including the small monsters.
That's a
There's
shame because there's cool small monsters that
I
are
bet
only
that
in Frontier.
I bet there are, but this will be a contest of power.
Is it power?
Yes, I'm going to be ranking which monsters I think are the strongest.
I see.
And I'm going to name
Well,
them.
you're gonna name them.
I'm going to name 150 new Pokemon. Right off the bat, this looks like Monoblos.
I think that's white Monoblos.
Is white Monoblos? We've got to start like feeling out the power levels on this a little bit. Like it's gonna form as we go along, but for now, I'm gonna put Monoblos in C tier. Now C is still pretty good, because C is still a giant destructive force of nature
Bye.
monster. Yeah,
That
but
that is white Monoblos, by the way. That's not normal Monoblos.
oh, then he can go in C tier. Next up is a Rajang, or Rajang. I know what a Rajang is. Rajang can be A tier. Definitely an A tier monkey. I have been playing Rise with my brother here, and I have been loving the crab monsters. I can totally see why people wanted them to come back. And people are like, I miss the bugs, and you're like, bugs? No one's ever missed a bug. No one's ever like, I had bugs, and now I don't, and I miss them. That's not something that happens. I love him, but he's gonna be C tier. C tier is a tier of winners.
You might want more tiers, to be honest.
More
I feel
tiers?
like
Alright.
you've got a lot of monsters there. You're gonna want like S through R.
It'll be okay.
I think you meant Monoblos above Crab, right?
No.
You didn't?
Yeah. Crabs have
Well,
hands.
that's wrong.
They have like dexterity.
White Monoblos is just better Monoblos, and Monoblos is just Diablos.
Shogun Centaur is better than Diablos, and I'll tell you why. Centaur can dig underground. Monoblos.
Diablos can fly.
No, it can't. Diablos can't fly. Listen, you can't lie here on my stream. Yo, Hyperfreeze 2, hello. Alright, next monster. The Groose music came on just in time.
We're not really gonna put. Alright, okay, we're putting Crab over Monoblos in a power tier.
Write the name on it somehow. Rathalos X.
Yes, it's Azure Rathalos. It doesn't look like that in Frontier.
We have a first time chat. All the crabs should be in the deepest of hells. Don't you talk about the crabs that way. You cannot return to it, nor can you handle it. Alright, I'm making a new tier for Rathalos. I hate Rathalos, so it goes in Rathalos tier.
So this is a power list, right?
This is a power list. Definitely. Definitely worst tier. Here he is. Worst tier.
Is that a Gypsyros or purple Gypsyros?
It looks like Gypsyros. Most of us know what a Gypsyros looks like, right?
Yeah, that's Gypsyros.
This is Gypsyros. Gypsyros can be C tier.
You've never fought a Gypsyros, right? Like ever?
No, but I know that his fight is just all the gimmicks. He's like the worst.
He is a monster who is quite different in Frontier.
I know his personality. Oh, he's different in Frontier. This looks like an Espinus.
No, that's the rare species of Espinas. Yeah, so you know how you have like Silver Rathalos and Gold Rathian? That's what he is. It's not a subspecies, it's a rare species.
I'm gonna put him in B tier, because people think highly of Espinus, and this is like a shiny one. Shiny Espinus.
I think that's Pocarodon. Pocarodon.
This is Walrein.
Pocarodon.
This guy's great. Walronimus Rex. That will be his name. He's got the penguin stripe, walrus. Oh, but he has those. Are these like teeth, or does he have the Rathalos planes?
Oh no, those are tusks.
Those are
They're
tusks?
weird looking tusks.
They're serrated tusks. And then he's got dragon horns.
So he's got ruffle tusks. You know?
Yeah, like a Pringle, like roughly tusk. We're gonna put Rough Lusk, but
he's considered a Leviathan.
He's considered a C tier.
So I feel like the viewers are gonna be a little confused. Is this actually a power list, or is this like a you like list?
I guess like we have to get this under control. All right, we'll make it a power list.
Beth, what do you?
There, I fixed it. Actually, Gypsaros goes here too. All these guys are in the same tier.
Oh, you think Pulcaridon's down there?
Azure Wrath can be A. I'll change this to D.
D.
D's nuts. This thing is finicky. I thought this would be more user-friendly. Everyone does it.
Yeah, I don't know why you're struggling.
Fuck you, dude. I invited you on here as an esteemed guest. What comes after D? E. I could fight it in real life. Will be the weakest tier. Yes. Yes, this is perfect. Who is next? Who is next to Oh, okay. Blinking Nargacuga.
You left Rathalos below Gypsaros?
Blinking Nargacuga is A tier for sure. A tier is like legendary. S is like super mythical. But definitely A. I drew this one once, and then I didn't know what it was, so I looked up footage of what it looked like in the game, and it can teleport. The guy had to he was like fighting Virgil from Devil May Cry. It was so strong, just unbelievable. And I thought, man, I am never playing Frontier, not even a little bit.
It's not all like that, but you really think Azure is on that level?
It is for me. I hate fighting Azure Rathalos.
Nah.
Nah? Alright, Mr. Influence. We'll put him in B.
I don't even like. I don't think like. I don't think Rajang should be there either. I mean, if you're making that A.
Alright, everyone's getting knocked down a peg.
Maybe leave White Espinus.
I'm leaving Blinking in A though because it can teleport.
Yeah, I would do that. I would do that.
Next up is this guy. I don't know what this is. This orange Wolverine saber cat. We're gonna call him Clifford. Now Clifford doesn't look legendary. He doesn't look mythical. He can't fly. He's got whiskers, so we know that he can perceive the world around him.
Do you want information on him, or do you want it to be like a mystery?
I'm gonna place him, and then you can tell me.
Okay.
Is this the dude that has a duo fight? I don't know. But I am putting him in F tier. He doesn't look like a big deal to me. Am I close?
No.
No.
I'd have put him in like B or A. I don't know him that well, but he can tell. He's pretty fast.
All right. Well, other than that initial rewrite, I'm not gonna dirty delete.
To be honest, like I'm still confused about Azurlos over White Monoblos, but I mean that's okay.
I don't know. I just Rathalos is like. I'll go for Elatrion any day of the week. I don't want to fight Azure Rathalos, which is not the game that
where
this
you have
is.
not reached Elatrion.
I fought him though. I fought him that one day.
Yeah, I mean, like you've had the controller handed to you, but I don't. I feel like it's been a while since you fought either of them. If you're saying that.
Oh, I can fight Elatrion. Rathalos has my
That's
number.
half the fight in the air. Like what? What are you talking about?
Next up, Gold Giratodus. Giratodus, I believe, is a joke in any game he's in. But this one is gold. Instead of being an F tier, I'm gonna put him... I'm gonna put him in D tier. I bet that's a monster that, like, is made to subvert your expectations. Where it's like, they're gonna see the fish... They're gonna see the Piscine wyvern skeleton, and they're gonna go like, "Oh yeah, I can take him." And then like he has crazy electric attacks or something.
He does.
That's my
guess.
He does
in fact have thunder element.
Yeah, Jura told us.
But he's actually not. He's not by himself.
Oh.
He's always fighting a silver one. That's Goruganosu, and he's always paired with Aruganosu, and so they're gold and silver. And when you fight them, they're always fighting each other. So they have, quote, team attacks where they're just trying to kill each other. And it, like, affects the whole arena. They're, like, magnetic.
That's a fun gimmick. Where's his... That would explain why their pictures looked so similar.
And, of course, these guys are... You gotta remember, these guys are before Giratodus. Right?
Really?
So, yeah. No, Giratodus was introduced in World.
Oh, I thought he was older. Is he in Rise, too? Is that why I'm confused?
He is in Rise, which came after World. These guys are based on Lavasioth, which Giratodus is also based on.
Man, that
But they don't have any, like, mud or magma armor. They just have metallic hides.
That was my second guess, was that they're not Giratodus, they're Lavasioth. Ugh, I
And
was wrong.
Lavasioth, by the way, is a Frontier original monster. It came from Frontier.
I didn't know that. I thought it was even older than FronTIER. Did you know that? Did you know that, Bo?
Frontier is pretty old, Beth. Frontier is 2nd gen.
What?
Frontier came out, it was like the next game after Monster Hunter DOS.
That's not right.
Yeah, no, it is right. It was basically just DOS Online on a PC, and then they kept adding content to it over time. Because it was an online game. It was running for like, what's, like 15 years or something? Like,
Is it still going?
no, it
way.
ended in like 2017, 2018.
That's
But people have brought back private servers, so people are playing it now because it was never released in the West, and people have like saved all of the server data and whatnot, and so they've got private servers, and they've translated a lot of it into English, so you can play it now.
Wow, I thought it was like Freedom Unite. I thought it was fairly recent.
No, Freedom Unite was on the PSP. That's also 2nd gen. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
no.
the old school game people played because DOS was never released in the West. Portable 2nd, I don't know if it was released in the West. It might have been, but Freedom Unite is the one that everybody played.
All right.
Which is Portable 2nd G. So that was the G expansion to Freedom 2.
Bren and everyone in the chat, please don't tell anyone that I'm a Monster Hunter content creator who didn't know any of this. This is between you and me. Wink.
Yeah.
All right.
No, Freedom Unite is hella old.
Oops.
Freedom Unite was released in America in 2009.
I wanted to say that's not that long ago, but that's me revealing how old I am.
14 years ago?
Oh lord. Next up is this mouth face.
Oh, that's Pobo.
This is the Pinocchio Monstro whale.
That's,
I'm gonna call him El Monstro.
Poboru Barumu. Poboru Baru.
Well, he's terrifying. I had a hard time
You
swallowing the fact
would
that this is a
love him.
Monster Hunter monster, because he does not look like one to me.
Do you know what he is? He's a
Trash
living
compactor.
hunting horn.
He looks like a whale. Oh, because
He's
whales
a living
sing.
hunting horn.
Whales sing. Well, he doesn't look musical. He
So
looks
he
bitey.
buffs you, like he buffs himself,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess the player at the same time with like his singing, from what I understand.
That's wild.
But like if he gives himself an attack buff, it's like look out. A lot of these guys, I think you'll find,
he looks like a. He
they
looks
look
like.
better when they're moving because a lot of them, like I hate until I see them moving.
He looks like if R.J. Palmer like drew a Guzzlord. He was like, "This is my realistic Guzzlord." I'm gonna put him in C tier. I bet he's really big, but I'm gonna put him in C tier.
Yeah, he's pretty big.
Silver Rat.
Also, I'm gonna let you know all of these, all of the Frontier monsters that you're not going to recognize. You have to remember when Frontier released, it had like all of the DOS monsters, which was like all of the monsters up to that point. And so all of the guys that are added later are title updates. So they're gonna get like progressively stronger, and the starting point is like stronger than like you're already aware of because it's just like the whole monster list. All of the Frontier guys you don't recognize are strong because Frontier, the Frontier that everyone knows, starts after you've beaten everybody else.
So
that's how that works.
Were they updating this game alongside Try?
Oh yeah.
Well then how come Cedius isn't here?
Because they didn't have underwater.
Make him fly.
For example, you'll see some like brute wyverns that you don't recognize. Brute wyverns were introduced in Try.
Uragon is on this list.
Uragon was introduced in Try.
Uragon was.
And then he was added to Frontier.
Can you guys imagine a world where like Uragon is the free title update and it's like we have Uragon now? We take this stuff for granted. I'm putting Silveros. I'm putting him in A tier because my understanding is that Gold Rathian and Silver Rathalos are busted.
They are, but to be entirely honest with you, that's like they were strong before, but they were like amped in 5th gen. They weren't as special before then. Now they were special, they were hard, but they didn't have like super moves or super modes or anything like that.
Next up is this cockroach.
That's Shen Gowrin.
Laggy gives him a lot. This is Shen. I thought Shen Gowrin was one of the big monsters in 4 with the shovel head.
No, he's not in 4.
I thought it was like a Darren Moran monster.
You thought it was one of the Morans? No.
It's a tall crab?
It's a giant crab. It's a giant crab wearing a gianter Laoshan lung skull. Which is way bigger than the normal Laoshan lung skull.
Well, we're gonna rename him. His name is now the Krungler. And we're gonna put him in A tier. It Krungles. He looks like a Krungles. And he's gonna go in A tier just because when you're that big, nothing really matters to you. I didn't know that was a Laoshan long skull until you said something. I thought he was just like a small spider.
No, that's
I thought he was like.
Why don't you go quickly like look up like the Shen Gowrin cutscene? You should do that.
I will do that later. I'm doing this.
No,
now.
just do it now.
No,
it'll be fun.
No,
it's context. Let people see your reaction to it.
What is this called? What's Krungles called?
Shen Gowrin. Yeah, the cutscene is called Laoshan Lung? ?
Oh, that's cool, because that's how he moves! That's his stupid movement! Like, he's all, like, old and side to side. What kind of crab do you have to be to, like... Where do they find that? Does it live in the mountains? Is it a mountain crab? Or do Laos die at the beach? Ah!
But check this out.
I bet it's a slow fucking fight. I bet it's a really slow, long, tanky, boring fight.
It's more dynamic than Lao from what I understand now, and that acid cannon is like a one-shot.
Really?
It's from Dose. Yeah, so he's from Dose, and you have a fortress, and there's a town behind the fortress, and he will shoot that acid cannon, and it'll go over the walls into the next map and land in the town on the other side, and it'll damage the city like that.
He sounds like an asshole. That sounds very deliberate. That sounds like deliberate destruction.
Well, yeah, but it's like you have to like defeat him before he like destroys the fortress and destroys the town.
Oh,
and if you get hit by that falling acid cannon, it's like just a one-shot.
Chat is telling me low-key one of the worst fights ever created.
No, don't listen to them. That's not true.
Worst is a big word. Zora Magdaros levels of monotony. I like Zora.
Exactly.
I love Zora. If you have come here to shit on Zora, like, the door is there. Zora's one of my favorite monsters now that I know more about him. I think he's wonderful. And it's like, yeah, I think it's a little bit lame that the game wants you to, like, farm Zora. It's not really a farming fight. But it's very cinematic, and I love it, and I love that monster.
I think the issues with that quest are
Slams the door.
NPCs.
They're calling me a Zora apologist. It's not an apology. He's a great fight. He's a cool monster. He's epic. He's sick and dying Godzilla. How could you? He's such a good boy. I will not hear. And we have to shoo him away because he's gonna explode. All he wants is a nice place to die. You don't want to hurt anybody.
I love Zora.
We should have another fight another day about the design choices in the Zora fight and about some of the development behind the scenes, because I actually do think it's really interesting and a lot of people have no idea. But for now, we need to put this monkey somewhere.
Monkey?
This is a monkey. I think. Oh, on closer examination, it is a wolf.
That looks like No, that's a wolf. That's a wolf. I think it comes in pairs because he's a wolf.
He can be Mandragorulf. I'm putting him in F tier.
Should honestly just get you to play Frontier. It's really not that hard.
No, I don't.
It's actually like genuinely, it's kind of funny. Oh. Like, I'm not saying we got to get you all the way to the end, but like it's not anywhere near as hard as people make it out to be. It's like things tend to die like instantly if you get a group of people. Playing Frontier is what made me go, I should really play Monster Hunter 1. because there's like an experience here that like I'm not getting.
Maybe.
Everybody says like it like gains its identity in G rank, which is probably true. But I wanted to play through 1 and Dose first.
We're gonna move on.
Okay, I don't know what that next monster is. The image is too small.
It looks like white Zenogre. This is like a fan
Oh,
palette swap
yeah,
of Zenogre.
that's it's Howling Zenogre.
Howling? All of them howl.
Yes.
I would put him in A tier. He looks annoying. He looks super
He's
powerful.
a big bungus.
A big
Yeah.
fungus.